This is Ron Wotus with the Giants, and I'm back on base.
Welcome back to another episode of the Jim on Base Show. We're here in San Francisco with the great Ron Wotus. And Ron, it's good to see you in person this time.
It's good to be with you in person, yeah.
Yeah, and you're obviously known from Giants fans and within the organization. You have the great nickname, the Professor. So I'm curious, who gave it to you? How'd that all come about?
Well, that nickname was given to me by Marty Lurie. You know, we've been doing this radio segment every Sunday morning around 9 o'clock. We've been doing that for a lot of years. And I can't remember what point, but he dubbed me the Professor. And it stuck. So I walk through the stadium here and I see the ushers and I get a lot of people saying, "Good morning, Professor. Good morning, Professor." Well, the joke about it is my sister is actually a professor at Seattle U. So it took me years to not laugh every time I heard it, but I'm just going with the flow.
Well, that sounds good. We got to get you an honorary doctorate then, you know?
Yeah, I would like it. She has it, but I could use one.
Well, it's been interesting seeing you around because, as you know, everyone likes to say you're retired, but you're still around and you're hitting the ball, you're giving critique out there. But you made the interesting transition up to the press box to watch the games too, right?
Well, I'm on the field for pregame, and I watch the game out of uniform. And in the minor leagues, when I go to places, you can stay in the dugout, and it's nice to stay in the dugout and see the temperament of the players, how they react to failure and success, et cetera, et cetera. But in the major leagues, you know, you're not allowed. So I watch it out in uniform. I could watch it inside. Sometimes I'm in the clubhouse. There's a box up top for baseball ops. I can go up there. But the press box I liked. It's the best view in the house. You got TVs, you have the replay, you got everything you need there. So I do like the view from the press box. I could see the field. I could see everybody a little bit better than I can up top.
And I see you're watching the game. You got your headphones in too. So are you listening to the game, or are you rocking a little Led Zeppelin in there?
Yeah, no, I do like Led Zeppelin, but I'm not listening to Led Zeppelin. Most of the time I'm listening to the broadcast. A lot of times I'll listen to the visiting broadcast to see if I could hear anything about the players or the team. I always like doing that, but I have to listen to Kruk and Kipe and our broadcasters because they're so good. So I go back and forth with that. And sometimes I'm watching on my computer, I'm watching our minor league games because we have an app where we can watch, you know, our other minor league affiliates, and I'm listening to the broadcasters for the minor league game. So it varies on what day and what I'm watching on my own computer and what I'm listening to.
So basically you come here, you get a little workout in, you hit the shower, and you head up top, right?
Yeah, that's it. A little workout on the field, not so much for me. I don't necessarily work out anymore. I don't think you can call it a workout. You can call it maybe a little stretching, maybe you call it.
Well, in the press box, you got Ed Montague, so it's hard for me because I can't cheer in the press box, so you probably can't be yelling at the umpires, so it made me wonder, did you ever get tossed back in the day or when you were coaching and whatnot?
Yeah, well, I think, 24 years, you're bound to get tossed. As a bench coach or a third base coach, I never wanted to overstep the manager and be too vocal. I always felt like that was his job. But there were a couple instances. One when Boch got thrown out and I took over as manager. Well, now I have the freedom to do what I want to do. And there's one day that was an infamous game where Boch got thrown out in the fourth. Lincecum was on the mound. He had a shutout. We were playing the Dodgers. It was like a 1-0 game. Umpire made his third bad call. Well, in the ninth inning, I got thrown. It was to start the ninth. And then, I left, and Righetti tells a story that they didn't know who was going to manage because I was gone. And Rags grabbed Flannery, Tim, and said, "Get over here. You're the manager." And the story goes on and on. We ended up winning in extra innings, and Flan was 1-0 on that season. But that was the first time. And then I got thrown out again when Ryan Vogelsong was pitching. Umpire was squeezing him. And, I said a few things. And anyways, he ended up throwing me out. So those two incidents in the major leagues was the only time.
Those are good stories. And I got to share with you, I was at the movies the other day, and I thought of you. I thought you have a good doppelganger. Don Johnson. Do you ever get that one? Or
Don Johnson. I haven't gotten that one. But a couple of my friends call me the Fonz.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the older he's gotten, he looks a little bit like me. So I haven't heard Don Johnson. He's too suave to be me, though.
Well, you got the hair, you got the goatee sometimes, Yeah. I think it's you should run with it.
Yeah, okay. I see it. I see the connection, yeah.
Well, you mentioned last time you were on about your dog, McKenna. So is he going to make any appearances here? Because I see Drew Robinson's dog come by for some pets and whatnot, you know?
Yeah. Well, McKenna, he's not a support dog yet. He wants to be, but he's not. And he had his chance. I think it was a couple weeks ago we had Dog Day here. And my wife was too busy to bring him out, so he didn't get to come. But he's been on the field before. Don't tell anybody, but he's been on the field in the winter running around with somebody else's dog here named Bear. I won't tell you whose dog it was. I don't think you'll see him during the season. I think he likes staying at home. Yeah.
Last question here. I heard earlier on in the year that some of the Giants coaching staff were playing the video game MLB The Show to kind of maybe just keep people's names straight, some of their strengths and weaknesses. So was that all you? Are you the gamer on staff, or?
Oh boy, I didn't even hear that. So you could tell how much of a gamer I am. No, I Asteroids. Remember Asteroids? Pac-Man. Remember Pac-Man?
Dig Dug.
What is it?
Remember Dig Dug?
Dig Dug, I don't. It was Donkey Kong, though. I think it was Donkey Kong. And, of course, the first video game I ever had was on the black and white TV, Pong, right? Where the ball would go back and forth, and you would have to hit it, and it would go back and forth. Then it would get faster. And my favorite of all time, it's really, really old, was Asteroids. Okay. Asteroids, yeah. That's about it. I'm not a big gamer with anything else.
I thought you were going to say Duck Hunt for a second.
No, I had a PS3 at my house. My great-nephew and niece would play it all the time. I played it a couple times, but I don't know. I've never gotten into the video games that much.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. And Ron, I know it's a busy day. You got to get in there before the game, so I'll see you up in the press box.
All right, Jim. Sounds good. Good being with you.